Hello, my fellow horse lovers. Hey, it's Wednesday in the arena with Dr. Pamela. Welcome to my private arena. Come on in. I want to know, have you ever felt like something was maybe a little off with your horse, but you couldn't quite pinpoint it? Well, I might have the missing piece for you today. Let me explain. A lot of times people will talk about, something being off and they think it's a lameness issue or a training issue. Maybe they're bridle lame. Maybe they, stepped on a stone or who knows. But we always go to that physical place, right? We always go to fixing the physical and addressing saddle fit and training and, calling the vet for a lameness exam. Like, that's our go-to. That's what we've been taught. That's what we know. But today, I'm going to share with you some secrets about your horse's emotional health and well-being that's related to the liver. And I don't think enough people are talking about this because there's so many common issues related to the liver. For example, stiffness, irritability, skin problems, even digestive issues can be linked to liver imbalances. But here's the fascinating part. This is the part that I love to talk about because we talk about the physical part of the horse, but we don't always talk about the emotional part. Well, I take that back. We do. I have people tell me all the time, oh, my horse is reactive, my horse is spooky, my horse is emotionally shut down, right? That's talking about the emotions, but we don't ever address them and fix them. So, the liver is connected to emotions like frustration, resentment, and it's about stagnation. So I always talk about, is the horse's liver congested? And what does that mean? It means it's stagnant, it's not working 100%, and it can be congested with all of these emotions. And remember, horses mirror our emotions. These amazing, energetic beings actually will take on our emotions sometimes. So we have to ask, is it the horse's frustration or is it our frustration? Where is the frustration coming from? Because when your horse holds on to these emotions, it shows up in their body. We know that, right? We know that. Think about it. If you're stressed all the time, you can get an ulcer. We know that the physical or the emotional manifests into physical issues. So it can turn into behavioral issues, physical issues, and it's going to interfere with your connection, right? If your horse doesn't feel good, if your horse has a congested liver, if your horse is hanging on to all of these trapped emotions, how are they going to be able to connect with you and perform for you and do their absolute best for you? Right? So this liver congestion issue, it can impact your horses, not just their overall health, but it can come down to movement. The liver ensures that we have smooth, harmonious flow of qi. What is qi? Qi is the life force energy. Qi is not woo. Qi is not something that we make up as energy workers or, the Chinese medicine that's been around for thousands of years. It's a real energetic system, just like blood flow, just like the spinal fluid that goes back and forth in the spine. Qi is a real thing. As an energy worker, I can feel it. As an intuitive, I'm really tuned into it, and I can actually, put my hands on a horse and sometimes even just look at pictures and notice where the qi is stagnant, where it's blocked, where it's having disturbances, because it's a real thing, right? And the liver stores and it replenishes the blood while also managing the volume of blood in response to the horse's physical demands, right? So it plays a role in the energetics and the nourishment of the tissues for the entire body, the entire horse's body. That's how big of a deal the liver is for the horse. And it plays a significant role in digestion, right? So, it can cause the hoof issues. It can cause stiff or cramped muscles. It can even relate to vision issues. Mares that have problems cycling regularly, or if you're breeding, because I know we're going into breeding season. For some people, breeding season has already started. They have reproductive issues, and nobody checks to see if the mare has a congested liver, right? It can be joint problems. It can affect their energy, right? Are they really slow and sluggish? Are they up here and crazy and wiggy all the time? Like, there's just so many connections to the liver. And again, back to the emotions, depression, the energy piece, lack of initiative, aggressiveness can be the liver, anger, erratic behavior, any type of irritability. So what do we do about it? Well, I have people say, well, I did a liver detox. And it's like, well, when did you do that? Well, I did it once. I did some herbs, 3 years ago. Well, sometimes it's not just a one thing fixes all. A lot of times there's layers to peel off. And, spring is the time of renewal. And this is a great time to start looking at your horse's energetic systems and organs and see, what do we need to detox first? A lot of times people go straight into spring deworming, right? But it's not always the first place I start. And how do I do that? I talk to the horse. I energetically test for the horse. I have a proprietary PEC assessment that I do and find out which is the right and perfect time and program to help your horse's congested liver and do a spring detox. And then we determine if they need a parasite cleanse or not. So we know that the liver is more than just a filter, right? It's an emotional powerhouse. And in Chinese medicine, it stores and it processes the emotions, like I said, about anger and frustration and resentment. And when your horse has a congested, stagnant liver, they're going to be irritable. They might be resistant under saddle. They could have stiffness. We think the horse is just being spooky, but maybe they're just having emotional outbursts because they can't hold it in anymore, because we're not helping them and assisting them in releasing it. Some of the things we can do to support the liver and emotional balance. Well, gentle exercise, the right kinds of exercises, and the types of exercises and techniques that keep that liver energy flowing so that it's not stagnant. Yes, herbs are great if the horse tests for it. Milk thistle, dandelions are great for supporting the liver. I don't just start throwing stuff at the horse. I test to make sure how much they need, how much they can tolerate, because if you just start putting your horse into a liver detox, they could have an adverse reaction if your horse can't tolerate something. Like an herbal blend. Sometimes you have to start with something a lot more mild. And again, it comes back to the mindset of the owners, right? How our energy affects our horse. And, we can do simple energy techniques to help clear these emotional congested areas in the horse. There's all sorts of things we can do. It just depends on each individual horse. It's not a one size fits all. It's not a one fixes all. And horses that have been carrying stuff around for years or maybe most of their life, sometimes it takes a while for them to really release. But the bottom line is that true connection isn't just about training. We can go out and do all the groundwork and pull exercises and connection exercises. All that stuff is great. It is. But it's about understanding what's going on the inside of our horses, both physically and emotionally. So when their liver is overloaded, their body and their mind are going to feel stuck and congested and stagnant. So when we support the liver and really help them release these things in them that no longer serves them, right? If the liver's congested, whether it's emotional, physical, chemical, it's not serving our horse and their highest good, right? So when we can release all the stuff that's going on with the liver, physically, emotionally, energetically, it really allows for a more fluid horse, a more responsive horse, and in turn, you're going to have a more connected relationship with your horse. So there we have it about the liver. If you want to know more and want a customized protocol for your particular horse and to find out if your horse's liver is congested or stagnant or find out what's going on, comment below, DM me, and we can talk about your horse's individual needs. So until next week, Wednesday in the arena, enjoy your horse.